This story about this cult leader, it gets stranger by the day. After I spoke with Septimus Gardner yesterday, the father of one of the persons who seemed to have been a victim of some sacrifice of sort at this place over the weekend, I had the benefit of seeing a document which is called that pension document that the Gleaner spoke about yesterday. And the document I saw is a pension change request form. Appliance Traders Group Pension Scheme, 19 Beechwood Avenue, Kingston 5. And it does show the member name Tanika Alicia Gardner, tax registration number, the company Appliance Traders Limited, effective date of change 21/05/2019. So this 21st of May 2019, effective date of change. The name change is for the beneficiary, and there's a section marked date of birth change, to which there's no amendment. Member TRN change, there's no information there. Address change, no information there. But beneficiary change and attached supporting documents, there's a section that says, I, Tanika Alicia Gardner, being a member of Appliance Traders Group Pension Scheme, do hereby revoke all appointments, designations of settlement elections heretofore made by me, and hereby declare and direct that all proceeds, payments of benefits, which become due on or after my death, shall be paid to and for the benefit of the following beneficiaries. Who is the beneficiary? Kevin Antonil Smith of a Montego Bay address, whose date of birth is 10/04/82. Relationship, my pastor. Percent, 80% was there. There's a line through 80%. 100% is to the right of the crossed out 80%. And what looks like the signature of a T. Gardner is next to the crossed out 80% and below the 100%. And then the interesting thing about this, there's a stamp for the ATL Pension Group, which has what looks like sometime in June 2019. The receive stamp is on it. And then the driver's license, the national insurance registration card, of Kevin Antonil Smith, of the same address that is put on this form, with the same date of birth that is on this form. The NIS card has Smith, Kevin O, with the NIS number. And these two documents were submitted to Appliance Traders Pension Scheme in support of the change of beneficiary. Remember now, as I said, the preamble to the beneficiary change reads, I, Tanika Alicia Gardner, being a member of the Appliance Traders Group Pension Scheme, do hereby revoke all appointments, designations of settlement, elections heretofore made by me, and do hereby declare and direct that all proceeds, payments of benefit which become due on or after my death shall be paid to and for the benefit of the following beneficiaries, and the only beneficiary who is named with this change is Kevin Antonil Smith, my pastor. The HR manager, there's a signature there purporting to be for the HR manager, and there's a member signature there which looks like the same signature that signs next to the crossed out 80%, which looks like T. Gardner, and the date of the 21st 05/2019 next to it. And this man's NIS, driver's license, were submitted in support of the change of beneficiary on the form for Tanika Alicia Gardner. Tanika is now dead. The reports we've had seem to signal that the order for her sacrifice came from very high up. And the question that must be asked, who told Septimus now that this transfer didn't go through? Because I don't see why. What is the glitch that caused the transfer not to move from whoever the beneficiaries were pre-2019 to this man who stood to benefit to sums now unknown but knowable on Tanika's death? And if it is that he knew, well, not if it is, his national identification, his driver's license and his NIS are documents sent in support of the change of name. So without more, one can presume that he knew and participated in by providing these documents to the lady for her to take them in. Yeah? And if so, should he be allowed to benefit from this? I would love for Appliance Traders, well, the police are onto it, and I'm sure they will get to this as part of their investigation. But this is quite something. And then this morning, the front page of the Observer, Rochelle Clayton, tells us that for the entire month of March last year, 70 congregants of, is this pathways or pathway? I keep hearing with the S without the S. I don't know what they are. Just like we don't know what they be, if they're a cult or some other thing. Yeah? But 70 congregants who were told to pay $100,000 each for entry into Kevin Smith's ark. Ark slept on concrete and barely had enough to eat. The first boarding of the ark ended badly, but without the loss of life seen during this week's bloody second attempt. Yesterday, a victim of Sunday's ritual who had boarded the ark on both occasions painted a picture of an organization heavily focused on feathering the nest of its leader and followers, who often blindly complied with the shepherd's wishes. In an exclusive interview with The Observer, the victim, who asked not to be identified by name, said Smith's first call for them to board the ark came just a week after Jamaica confirmed its first COVID-19 case. In a quote attributed to this unnamed person, he told us to take out loans and bring him to buy food because the Lord spoke to him and told him that something is coming. That was the novel coronavirus pandemic that was coming. He knew about it. I don't know how. You don't know how, sir? You never listen to news. You don't know it did in Wuhan, China before it reached you. And all that we predict said going come here is only a matter of time. So no make fool on the fool, you know. The man come telling us something coming. When we got forewarning from late November, December, all that was on the news in Jamaica, around the world, is this virus where Wuhan, China was locked down. And this man telling us there's something coming, and you say you don't know how he knew? I don't know how, but he knew about it before it came here. The man told The Observer. You know, I've marveled on this program. I've been asking myself, even in watching the matters surrounding the pandemic unfold, some things that people said they don't know, they never hear about. And I'm wondering, what do people do in their daily lives such that they don't even turn 5 o'clock to read the Jamaican news, 5 p.m., 7 a.m. to read the Jamaican news, and just hear what going on in a John shop? I don't know what is it that they're doing. Some things they're supposed to know, they don't know. So when people come with them false prophecy and tell them something, the gullibility is at a crescendo. The man saying don't know how the man know about it. And it upon news. For the last 2 years, that's all we've been talking about. Anyway, he then called the ark on March 17. He said that we should all get into the ark because a lot of things are going to happen. And the coronavirus is going to kill a lot of people. We believed him. He explained that the ark was the name Smith gave to the physical building of the organization now being labeled a cult. It was stocked with supplies, paid for with loans taken out by congregants. Standard entry fee was $100,000. He and other members who'd been experiencing financial difficulty were given a bly, but nobody entered free of cost. I didn't have $100,000, so I ended up paying $20,000. But everybody, he told them, they should bring in that $100,000. A lady had to pay $300,000 for her 2 daughters and a granddaughter, but a lot of people did pay $100,000 to stay there. He said it was a grueling 4 weeks at the premises in Albion St. James. While we were there, we were treated badly by people he had as missionaries and ministers. We were getting 2 dumplings with mackerel gravy for dinner. He had us sleeping on the ground, and they were cooking like 3 tins of mackerel for about 70 people. He would make them give us ton cornmeal to eat. Some days we got porridge to eat in the morning and soup to drink in the night. And you know, those are appetizers, so we are dead for hungry. In addition to the steep entry fees to get into the ark, they were forced to pay the utility bills, the young man said. He said that we have to pay for internet because we have to call with family abroad and we have to pay for light and water. I think it was like some ridiculous figure. He said the water bill came to some $200,000, light bill came to this and that. So every family had to pay additional money. After a month at the premises, no sign of conditions improving, a former member was made aware of the events and raised alarm on social media. This forced the leader to allow them to exit the ark. No. How are we going to save our people? It came to a point where a lady overseas who used to come to the church started to talk about it. She posted on Facebook saying it's not right. How can he have people sleeping on the ground while he was locked up in his office on the AC? He was eating big food while we were eating scraps like we were dog. He said, commotion was over there on a daily basis because people were not used to getting this little bit of food. He changed the menu and we got broth in the evenings, but that didn't really have much substance to help you go through the day, so we were always hungry. With the empty stomach growling, congregants were also forced to sleep on coal slabs as the building was still under construction. When the lady started to talk about everything, that's when he told us, we're going to go home and he's going to tile the place because the ground wasn't suitable for us, and then we would come back. He later called others behind our backs and stated that no ark will be kept. Time passed and we started going back to church. We've got a problem. We've got a problem with our people. If our people completely cut themselves off from everything that is uplifting, everything that will give them a guide to what is going on, then any person can come with a Bible, with a Quran, with whatever book they believe could sway the minds of the people and lead them to the pit of hell. Any person can come and take them to the pathway to hell. And this is what is happening. Because the basic thing you're supposed to know till you stand up and say, no sir, the man you go on like a prophesy, I'm a prophesy. How am I prophesy something with it on RGR News? How am I saying I prophesy something with it on BBC? With it on CNN? The whole time CNN was carrying every single thing. Let's say they don't have CNN, but we have local Radio Jamaica. How is it that people don't know? Until 70 of you loaded up in this thing called an ark? And the days of Noah have long gone? Why? I am baffled beyond belief. Anyway, I would love to hear from the ATL group on this pension. How they say is it that it didn't go through? Because from all the paperwork I see, it appears that it was in order. And the big question is, I know there is a law that says you really cannot benefit from killing somebody or ordering, being complicit in the death of somebody, if that is where the evidence takes the investigators. You cannot benefit from a scheme like that if you're found to be complicit in it. Where are we on this? What an absolute maze. This is a lesson in how not to be gullible, my people. My people, we have more sense than this. We must be more discerning. God now send nobody for trick we. We may come from country, but we no fool. Eh? Everybody did they drop tip and him did they drop both. You see your net big? Eh? Him they feed the people them tin mackerel and him I eat steak. Mark, they may be healthier than he is, but we have to wise up. We have to wise up, people. We have to wise up. Take your head out of social media and come into mainstream media and see what is going on. Supplement social media with mainstream and you will be the wiser. There's more. But time is up on us. All man named Colombian get catch down here.